we're going to look at today is the brand new camera that just arrived in the post. This is, you can see it sort of in its packaging. These are some pictures I took of it just before I unpacked it. And this is what you end up with, the camera in a nice little bag like this. You get this nice little bag and you take it out, and there you have the KODAK, as long as it's the right way up, 35mm half frame camera. Now I've only just taken out the bag, I've had a look inside, and obviously it works because I run it on, but as yet I haven't added the film to it. So I'm going to use 400 ASA. I shall be using Kentmere pan 400, of which it just came today with the camera. So I'll open it up and get the film out, and we shall now use this to sort of load the camera for the first time. Here we have the KODAK 35mm half frame camera. Opening the back is simply a matter of a quick flick at the side and it flips open like that. Putting the film in is fairly straightforward, and as you can see there's a fairly straightforward back to it. Drop the cassette in like so. Goes over the rewind knob there. Pull it forward. I've got it upside down at the moment, but in fact the rewind knob is here, which is actually at the bottom in the camera when you're using the camera in the landscape mode, which for half frame is actually portrait for the picture. So I need to pull a little bit of film out. It's got a fairly standard arrangement for clipping the film in, I hope. Actually a little slot that it slips in. I hope that's part and parcel of it. I shall now and obviously you need to make sure it runs over these two sprockets here, one of which obviously works the shutter. So I shall now bring it shut and wind it on. As you can see, the shutter's here on the top right hand side, and that is it. I've now loaded the film in the camera and it is ready to take. Now as you can see, the camera's upside down. I'll take it up that way. This is a 35mm half frame camera, using it as you would normally expect to use a camera. However, because it's half frame, the image is half the size. Now this shape is what we call landscape. In other words, the image is longer than it is taller. And normally we would take photos using this arrangement. However, with half frame, as it uses half of the frame, when we have the camera in this position, it is actually taking a portrait image, which with a normal traditional camera, you would use the camera in this situation. So this way round the camera is taking a landscape image, and this way around it is taking a portrait image. Now it has a standard 35mm film in it, and because it is half frame, instead of taking 36 images, it should take 72. In fact, with a bit of luck, I might get 74, 78, because often, depending how well the camera works, you can get more than the default 36. Now I'm going to look through it and take a picture. Well, my original plan had been to sort of demonstrate the camera, take it out, run a roll of film through it, develop it and get back and get some prints straight away. Well, there's an interesting phenomenon I discovered with a half-frame camera and a 36 roll of 35mm film. Basically, you take 72 pictures, and believe it or not, trying to find 72 subjects to take and try and be different in a traditional photographic manner is not particularly easy, especially if the weather's sort of just the sun. I was trying to keep it when the sun's out all the time, so I need to, you know, to get the brightness to get a fair test. So my plans of having the film finished and ready came to naught. So it'll be some time, so I'm obviously going to put these films in two parts. Part one is basically the introduction to the camera, which is this film, and then there'll be a follow-up film which will be the results of the photographic test. So here is the camera. One thing I have learnt about it since is obviously I put in a battery, a battery for the flash, which is switched on by turning the knob at the side, and a little red light comes on at the back showing when it's charged. And as I've got plenty of film, and I think this is in, I could take a sort of a photograph of my setup, and you can see the sort of means of winding it on. So I'll finish off now. This is the end of the introduction, and I hope this is my very first vlogging film, so it's probably got all the warts and all. I thought I could go on editing it forever and take 500 retakes. I thought, blow it, nobody's paying me a fortune. So here it is, warts and all, my first effort at a photography blog, or vlog I think it's pronounced. Right, thank you. So I hope you enjoyed it, and part two will be the pictures.